From here on, when Zelensky speaks this way about other countries, it'll be heard less as a neutral appeal to principles and more as a political move by someone speaking from inside a Western power structure that protects him. For a long time, Western governments have said their rules are fair, that sanctions and exclusions are about principles and not politics, but that claim only works if people go along with it. When a country openly laughs at a moral lecture instead of complying, that falls apart. The power structure doesn't disappear, it stops looking as legitimate, though. An authority that depends on being respected stops working once it becomes something people feel free to mock, and Iran certainly do. Zelensky didn't build this setup, he's learnt how to operate inside it. He's used it well to defend Ukraine. But it's got limits. And Davos showed one of them. Iran didn't threaten war here, it didn't raise stakes, it simply refused to take him seriously and called him a clown. And being a former comedian, it hits Zelensky just a little bit harder in my view as well. Nothing has been solved by this exchange, no conflict has ended. What has changed is the ground rules people were relying on. Moral language now arrives attached to obvious power, not as something neutral. Selective punishment, selective outrage can now be called out and brushed aside instead of quietly tolerated. And the idea that being at war automatically gives someone global authority is a bust. Everything else keeps moving. The war goes on, the sanctions stay in place, Davos still meets. But one belief has gone, and that's the belief that if the right person says the right words in the right elite room, everyone else has to listen. They don't. Iran shut the door on backing out of this quietly. If it had replied with a normal diplomatic statement, as I'm sure every other Western leader would have nasally delivered,